Hello there, it's Josephine here, and I've come back to talk a little bit more about my new business called The Good Enough Mum. So, why am I focusing on mums? I think mums are really important, but the problem is that quite often mums are really busy looking after their family, and they don't think they're very important at all because their needs usually get put at the bottom of the list. And what I'm here to do is try and help mums to think that they're a little bit more important than that, and that their needs are worth considering at the very least. Problem is that we're so busy looking after everybody else that we don't think we're very important. But if you think about the analogy of when you're on an aeroplane, you're doing the safety instructions, when the oxygen masks come down, what are you told to do? You're told to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you help any small children. And that's really the key to why mums are so important. If we look after ourselves, what's going to happen is our family lives are going to be transformed. And I know this because this is what I experienced when I first had therapy and counselling, when I was training to be a counsellor. And at that point, my oldest was sort of 10, 11, 12, something like that. But I do know that when I'd had that counselling, when I started feeling better about myself, I actually, my relationship with him really changed so much for the better. And, you know, as he approached his teenage years, often it can be really difficult with teenagers, can't it? But in actual fact, it wasn't too difficult. Of course, we had our moments, but life was a lot easier because I wasn't trying to make him into something. I wasn't trying to get him to satisfy my needs because I was looking after my own needs. And when we respect our own needs, we don't have this need to mould everybody else around us. And while it's really important as parents for us, obviously, to guide and direct our children and to help them to be the best that they can be, we're not actually there to control them. And that just feels really important, that us as mothers, we should feel confident in ourselves, because if we feel confident in ourselves, we're able to trust ourselves, we're able to trust our decisions, and we're able to trust other people around us and respect them. One of the things I notice is some of the women I work with, they just get really worried about whether or not the decisions they're making are the right decisions for their family. And they can end up searching around, reading parenting books, looking on Google, reading parenting blogs, just in all sorts of ways worrying about whether or not they're doing a good enough job. And what I'd really like to see women being able to do is to know that they can trust themselves, that I'm not here to help them with parenting. I'm not here to help them to find out what is the right answer, you know, how you should feed your children or what you should feed your children, or what's the best way of getting them to go to sleep in the evenings. There's lots of other experts out there who can help you with that. What I'm really interested in is helping you to make the decisions that feel right for you, and being able to know what those decisions are, because we can get so confused and muddled listening to all these different people. And in actual fact, often it's about just stopping and being okay with ourselves. And when we're okay with ourselves, that enables us to be okay with the decisions that we're making. And we're able to know and feel safe with the decisions that we're making. And even if perhaps we make a decision that perhaps doesn't turn out as well as we'd hoped, you know, we're able to cope with that too. And we're able to forgive ourselves and move on. And deal with the mistakes that inevitably we're going to make as parents, but to feel okay with that. And mums are so important. If they feel okay in themselves, if they're able to deal with these difficult decisions, if they feel okay, then that has a knock-on effect on them and their families, on their children, and also on their relationships with their partners as well. Because if the mum's happy, quite often she's happy in herself, she's going to be happy in her relationship with her partner as well. And that's why I'm focusing on mums, because I actually think they're central. And although as mums, you know, right from the get-go, right from when that baby is first born, we're learning that we don't have time for ourselves, we can't have time for ourselves. that our needs come bottom of the list. I'm actually here to try and redress that balance. I'm here to try and help mums to realise that actually if they look after themselves first, that's the best way of looking after the rest of the family. You know, obviously I'm not here to say, you know, you should just abandon your children and go off and go down to the beach for the day. It's not about that. It's about knowing that you're okay and that you can make decisions, that you can be okay in who you are as a person. And as you feel okay in yourself, that's going to help your family. I hope that makes sense. And if you've got any comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments box below. And thanks for watching this. Take care. Bye.